Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Hello from Lithuania. Is this good lighting or what? Merengue time, guys. Merengue time. How are we doing, everybody? All right, hello, everybody. First of all, I want to say, boy, oh boy, I made it. I was flying today from London to Lithuania because I'll be spending Christmas with my family. Now, as a lot of my friends already know, I've been isolating myself for the whole week to make sure that when I come to Lithuania, I don't have corona. Well, and also I'm keeping distance from my parents today and one more day, and then I'm getting tested to make sure that I'm really okay before we hug each other and all of the rest. But most importantly, I am in Lithuania. I traveled, I made it, I'm here. And I hear that in London, you just went to tier 4. I'm so sorry, guys. I feel you. I feel the pain, and I am here with my family. I'm just feeling so blessed, and we're taking every precaution, but I am here and I'm just so excited. But guys, today we have our merengue class. Now, merengue is super, super important in my life. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it in a second, but please let me say my hellos first. Now, my camera is a little bit higher than my computer, so every time I'm looking down, I apologize. But I need to see your comments. It's a little bit lower for me, and the light is just right there. So I'm going to be blind by the end of this class as well. All right, let me say my hellos before we get it started. Ortendo is here, Marisol is here. Guys, thank you so much also for your donations. I see them. Thank you very much. We have Benjamin is here. I had a wonderful journey, super easy, no complications or anything. So thank you very much, Ben. Mary Lou, my darling, nice to see you here as well. I miss you as always. And guys, oh, Justina. Hello, Justina. And Andre is here, Susanna, hello, my darling. Guys, this channel is all about spreading good vibes, so make sure you say hello to one another in the chats, and also make sure you learn as much as you can. And if you have any questions whatsoever during the class, make sure you use the comments and ask me questions as well. Hey, Marisa just joined us as well. Fantastic. Okay, guys, today is merengue class. Now, this is not a class we would normally do because merengue is not a dance that a lot of people dance in clubs. Usually they dance bachata or salsa, different kinds. But merengue is kind of where you learn a couple of basic steps and then that's about it. They don't play a lot of merengue music in clubs as well for you to actually dance to. So it's a shame that it's kind of left behind most of the times. I personally absolutely love merengue. There's a few reasons why. First of all, because I got to experience very early on merengue from Dominican Republic. That's where the dance comes from originally. And even bachata is very heavily influenced by merengue, the traditional bachata. So I experienced merengue in the streets when the music is about 8 minutes long. It's super fast. You dance and it seems like you're about to die, you're sweating and you're dancing with somebody close and your hips are moving all over the place. There's a lot of different influences by different styles and you jump around or you do that, just the hip action. There's so many things, but it's such an exciting music. And you have different kinds of merengue as well. You have the merengue that is a little bit more crazy, like it's just tinky, rinky, 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 rinky. And then you have the merengue that is more like lyrical, and it's a little bit slower and it's a little bit more romantic. So you get all kinds of merengues, but a lot of the time it is a bit more up tempo and a lot of the time it is very, very long songs. I personally find it super exciting and I thought it would be just fair to put you through the merengue vibes. Yes, so let's get it started slowly. My God, this light is blinding me. All right, who else we have here? Ana Maria, hello. Ella is here. Marisa, thank you for your donation, Marisa. Thank you very much. Luisa, que también. Hola, Luis. Ahora merengue. And then we have Eleanor Rebibo. It's so great you're doing a merengue class. Hey, fantastic. Guys, merengue is super important. Merengue is roots, and we're going to get it started, actually. Let me just put my camera where you can guys see me. There we go. Now, merengue is super, guys, important because it's the roots. Now, it doesn't matter whether you're going to love merengue forever or you will just appreciate it for what it is now and then when it comes on. That's not the point. The point is the roots of Dominican bachata. It's the roots of Dominicans in general. So not knowing merengue or not appreciating for what it is a crime, I say. So it's nice to know at least a little bit of it. And also, I will make sure that in today's classes, you're only going to get proper merengue music. You're not going to get any of that washy-washy in the club where you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it. No, we're going to go through a cardio situation today. Get your towel on one side, get your water bottle on the other side, and pray to make it and pray to survive, okay? There's going to be no mercy because the dance itself is not complicated, but it has its moments. So we're going to go through all of these moments together. Andrea, hola. Y Alistair aquí. Привет, Alistair. All right, let's go. So now, when it comes to the basic merengue step, super duper easy, cannot be easier. It's literally 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There's no taps in between. There's no pauses. You're shifting weight from one leg to another. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, it literally is just that. But very commonly, because merengue is so easy to execute when it comes to the basic step, very commonly people start moving their feet like this. Yes? We don't want to be raising these feet like this until I tell you so. Like there has to be a particular situation. But in general, it's all about shifting weight. When you see a nice Dominican couple dancing and doing nice merengue, you will see that here, there's not a lot of like crazy movement. There's no jumping too much if it's just a basic step. And mostly it's a hip action. And the hip action is because of the transfer of the weight. So, as I'm about to go on my left foot, I place that foot down, but if you notice, my hip is still on the right. So that leg is still free. It's on the floor, but my weight is still on my right. And only after I am pushing down into the floor, transferring that weight, and shifting my hip to the other direction. This is both for male and female, right? So now I'm going to go on my right foot. I place my right foot down, but can you see how that hip is in that direction? And only after I am shifting my weight, right? So that shift's super important because we're going to be traveling today a lot with this step. Make sure you get this shift of the weight, right? So one more time. I take a step on the left, I transfer. I take a step on the right, and I transfer. Left and right and left and right. A little bit faster. 1, 2, 1, 2. No pausing. 2, 1, 2. Left, right, 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 left, right. Yes? Every time it's getting faster, make sure that you don't raise the legs. You raise the heels, right? So the toes are still on the floor as I'm transferring my weight, but I allow my heel to lift for the effect when it gets faster, and I want to do it a little bit faster. But I don't do this because it kills the hip and it looks like you're marching, okay? So that's the basic step. No matter when you hear me, basic, this is it, yes? Then you have a forward merengue basic. When you hear forward, that means you're going to step forward with one of the legs. And for now, it's going to be the left foot, okay? So every time I get no pauses, you're going to be stepping through. You're going to step forward, come back to the center. Forward, come back to the center. Easy. Just no pauses at all. You step forward on your left, left, come back on the spot. Forward, come back on the spot. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? Easy. We have forward and come back and forward and come back. Still focus on the hips. It's still all super basic. This is going to be super important for the next part, right? Forward and come back and forward and come back and. And I know as a bachatero, if you are a bachatero, sometimes you're going to be tempted to tap. No tapping in merengue. We're just stepping through. Hey, we have a few more people here. Bhavnana. My God, hello, darling. But your name is so hard to pronounce. Bhawna. Hello. And we have Salis here and Maki. All right. So now we have the forward basic. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You also have the side basic. Now, as you do the side basic, it's only one side. All right. So to continue this rhythm, now your left foot instead of forward is going to go to the side. Side and come back on the spot. 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 Right? So you have your basic on the spot. You have your basic forward on left foot. You have your basic to the side. And you have dramatic basic to the side. So now, every time I'm going to the side, I'm not just going to take a step with the transfer of the weight. I'm going to lean into that step with my upper body, and I dramatize it with my upper body that goes through this part. Boom, into a little like lunge into that side step. I take that step, my heel is off the floor, so I could make it a little bit bigger, and then I just allow my body to go into that step and then come back. This step actually comes from the partner work. When they do the step, sometimes they do the side step and they want to lean the girl a little bit into some sort of combination. So they sometimes take that step and then they allow this part of the body to lean and transfer the weight. But make sure you're not actually doing this, right? So it's an extension, but then immediately it comes back and you're coming back into your normal basic merengue, right? So if we're doing a normal side step merengue, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, dramatic, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, normal side step, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, dramatic, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and stop. How are we feeling? Are we good so far? Guys, for me to know how you're feeling and how far I should progress, I need to know, yes? So make sure you communicate, you give me a little thumbs up if you're doing great, little thumbs down if it's really, really bad. And you can do some sort of, I don't know, mediocre sign language if it's like so-so. All good, excellent. Offender's doing great, Christina's doing great, brilliant. Now, guys, just to recap, we have on the spot, we have the forwards, we have the side step, we have the side dramatic, and now what we're going to do is actually sideway both ways. Side both ways, okay? Now, this is a little bit strange because usually when we go sideways in salsa bachata, again, there's a little tap in between. Now, no more tapping, we're just going to continue through side steps. So watch once. I'm going to the side, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So literally it's now left and right. We're meeting in the center. No pauses in between. One more time. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and basic on the spot. You will just continue. Anytime we are stopping, we're just going to continue on the spot. So just to make it a little bit more exciting and then you would actually know what it feels like to do with the music, I'm going to now do everything from the top and then play a song. We're going to go through these basic steps and we're going to go into more exciting stuff. Okay, but just to keep the blood flowing and just to introduce as much merengue music as possible today, we're going to do it once without music and then immediately with the music. So as you hear basic, you start your count. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Forward basic. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now side basic. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Dramatic side. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Double side. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Basic on the spot. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1 and 2. All right, well, guys, this is the time when you get to experience some merengue music. Woo-hoo! I love merengue music. Love it so much. Yes, I'm sorry. He's laughing at BHAWNA. I need to know your name, you know? Okay, guys, I'm going to play a song this song is not too fast, just to start with, but then later on we're going to go into some more serious stuff. I hope you enjoy this song. Okay, we ready? Make sure you hear the count. 5, 6, 7, 1. This is slow. 1, 2, 1, 2. Ready, forward. Espero que te metas a mi cena. Vamos a un experto. Vamos a tener un gol. Y necesito llegando a tu corazón. Para ver si yo llamo tu atención. ¡Vamos! Mi hermano Sideway, gracias por ponerme a cantar merengue por primera vez en mi vida. Amamos hermano. Por nosotros no, papá. One leg. Para ver si yo llamo tu atención. ¡Vámonos! Dime si por ahí entra tu corazón. Para ver si yo llamo tu atención. La fiesta de aquella tarde. On the spot. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Keep it going. Todo lo hago para que siempre estés atento. Make sure you smile. Como la tuya estoy yo. Forward, left. Al gimnasio pausa y me voy. Espero que te metas a mi cena. La pasamos a hacer móvil. Vamos a tener un gol. Side. Y me fijo llegando a tu corazón. Para ver si yo llamo tu atención. On the spot, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I could play this song forever, but as I say, some of the merengues are 8 minutes long, and if I play the whole song, we don't get more to learn. So I hope you're okay for now, guys, and I will play much more music, I promise, but I want to teach you much more as well. But this is basically a nice and relaxed tempo for merengue. Yes, so this is how we do it. Okay, guys, give me a little sign with thumbs up or thumbs down, please. and I'm going to continue with a couple other steps, okay? So now, one more step we're going to do today is a little bit more jumpy, and I want to do that just as a variety for you to get different tastes of merengue. Because as I say, some of them are a little bit more suave, and it's a little bit more relaxed and just with the hip action, yes, maybe a little dip, but some of them are a little bit more active, a little bit more, you know, street dancing. So I want to show you some of these movements as well. Okay, so now, as you did your first forward step, I want this forward step to go across. Yes? Same forward, just instead of going in a straight line, I want you to cross over. Cross and together and. Cross and together and. Same principle, same timing, but stepping across. Now, as you're stepping across and you're coming back, don't be afraid to come back a little bit back. It doesn't have to be exactly together because you're using that momentum. So if you slightly go backwards here, just a little bit before you go again, that's absolutely fine. It doesn't have to be exactly in a straight line. Okay, one more time. 5, 6, 7, crossover. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So that's crossover forward, and we can jump through it, okay? So as I'm going to step into my forward step, my leg that is behind is going to slightly jump and come back. Slightly jump and come back. So I swing my momentum. As I go forward, my back leg naturally swings back. Naturally swings back. Now, remember, merengue is a street dance. Yes, it's not a performance on a stage. So it doesn't have to be, I am in this perfect position. Yes, no, it's about the jump itself. Jump and step and jump and step and that leg just naturally boom, swings behind. Of course, do you want to swing it behind something like this? No, but it is not a stage performance. It is supposed to be creating momentum. It's supposed to create a mood, some sort of thing that you want to do, not a show performance, right? So as you're jumping, keep that leg behind with the momentum and you come back to it. Swing and come back to it. Swing and come back to it. And I always say to my students about many of the jumps that we do in bachata and salsa, when you're jumping, don't jump up, jump down. So what we don't want to do is this, up. Yes, can you see I'm going up? That's exhausting and it looks very, very poised. What we want to do as we jump is to jump down. Is to jump down. When you have that up, down, and accent is on landing rather than staying up, then the jump is smaller and it looks more grounded and you look less poised, right? And jump down, da, 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 and jump down, da, 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 da. Okay, let's try. 5, 6, 7, jump. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 1, 2, merengue timing. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. One more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and stop. Yes? So now let's do the forward cross. And as I say jump, that's your indication to do the next part. Okay? As I said, it's going to be a little bit of aerobics here today in this class. It's going to be your exercise of the day. So one more time, crossing over. 5, 6, 7, cross. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. One more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Jump up. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and stop. Now, the other super important thing to actually do is turn. We're going to do 2 different turns. One turn is the basic on the spot, and the other turn is going to be a slow hip rotation. So as you do your turn on the spot with the basic, you start as your basic on the spot, and all you need to do is slowly turn as you do this basic. Super easy, this one, right? So just to make sure we're okay with it, let's do once together. 5, 6, basic on the spot. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, no turn. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Keep it turning. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and stop. Now, there might be a question how long you're supposed to be going for. As long as you want. There's no specific timing. For now, just for us all to dance together, I wouldn't want you to take longer than like 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Try to make it by 8. But technically, if you would be dancing on your own and you take a little bit longer, so be it. There's no rule how long you should take while you're going around with 1, 2. You know what I'm saying? But now, as we're going to do the hip slows the rhythm down. So instead of going 1, 2, we're going to have 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 1, and 2. Now, I start the step on my left, but as I'm going to do my hip, I'm going to initiate it on the actual right leg. I initiate the hip backwards on my right leg, and then I step again on my left to keep rotation going. I again use my right leg for the hip, but I step on my left to keep rotation going. Right leg for the hip, left to keep direction going. Right leg for the hip, left to keep the direction going. Now, the circle here, it never stops. It always continues. But because right leg is the initiate of the circle, the right leg always has a little bit more momentum for the circle here. Momentum and momentum and momentum and momentum. You know what I mean? There's a little momentum there with each step of the right leg, but it never goes momentum, stop, right? So it goes momentum and it continues, momentum and it continues, momentum and it continues. But it's a hip action. You have to imagine that you're dancing with somebody real special here. So if you're holding somebody, you cannot go like this, right? It's going to be too much. So upper body is not moving. And only through this part of your body, right here, all of the action is happening. Right in this part of your body, right? So as you're going into your basic, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, we go. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Back to the basic. And 1, 2, side, 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 side. Here we go. Slow. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. On the spot. 1, 2, 1, 2. One more time. Hip action. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. On the spot. 1, 2, and 3. Yes? How's the hip? Well, one thing for sure, after this class, you will feel your hips. It's all about the hips. That is for sure. Speed, hips, agility. It's a lot of fun. Now, guys, we're going to try another song just because we can. I want a lot of merengue music. So what we're going to do is now combine all of these steps together. We're going to do a little dress rehearsal first. We have our basic steps that we did in the first song, but then on top we have our cross. We have the jump cross, yes? And then we can do a normal basic turn on the spot, or we can do hip turn on the spot. That kind of seems slower. Okay? So dress rehearsal, basic on the spot. 5, 6, 7, we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Basic forward. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Basic side. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Dramatic. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Both sides. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. On the spot. And 1, 2. Crossing over. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We jump. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Going round. Basic. 1, 2, 1, 2. Normal hip action. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. With the hip. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Continue with the basic 6, 7. All right, ready or not, some music is coming up. And guys, as I say, if you have any questions whatsoever, make sure to use the comments. Marisol is saying, the hips are loose and good. Excellent, Marisol. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. I've been flying and traveling all day today, so my hips are a little bit tight. I think merengue will do me some good. I think merengue would do me some good. All right, so we're going to go just a tad faster, but still not too crazy. Just a tad faster. All right. Okay, there we go. That's a nice tempo. Ready? I hope so. Basic. 5, 6, 7. So this is more lyrical merengue, yes? More classic. Think about the hips and by your side. 5, 6, 7, and 1. Forward. Keep it going. 1. Side. Porque eres para mí toda la reina. Me fascina el saber que tú me quieres y deseas. Te presumo como loco te menciono todo el día. Te presumo para que el mundo sepa que eres mía. Ready to jump? Let's go. E. Going round. Knees. Hip. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. And basic. E. Porque la verdad parece mentira. Forward. Y antes como antes, nadie me conquista. Side. Me siento poderoso como un niño humano. Rama. Cada vez que yo te tomo de la mano. All right, let's go both sides. Te presumo. Porque eres para mí toda la reina. Me fascina el saber que tú me quieres y deseas. Ready to jump? Te presumo como loco te menciono todo el día. Let's dance, basic. Te presumo para que el mundo sepa que eres mía. Hip. Basic E. 1, 2, 1, 2. Keep it going, keep it going. Forward. To the side. Angle. Both sides. I'm doing the opposite than you are, right? Don't get confused. Crossing over. Ready? Jumping time. E. Basic on the whole chest. Ready? Kick. Guys, well done, well done, well done, well done, well surviving? ¿Cada cuántas pasos se hace el cambio? Luis, como quieres. No importa. Ahora es como yo pienso ahora, ¿sí? Pero como tú bailas solo, no importa. Puedes 2, puedes 3, puedes 4 y puesto cambio, no importa. De importa manera es que siempre tu izquierda, your left leg. Yes, that's the important bit. If that makes sense, Luis. It was great. Great. Guys, we have a few more minutes. Let's learn a couple more steps, and then I'm going to kill you with a little bit more of a speed. Okay? So now we're going to learn one more step, and then it's going to be tweaked a little bit as well. This one is a little bit more based on lineups and stuff. So in clubs, you will see this a lot. And that is open, open, close, close, open, open, close, close. It's based on a two-step as well. That's why we use it in merengue. So you have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. But then we're going to tweak it with a little bit of a jump. 1, 2, 1, 2, and continue with the basic step. Okay? So that 1, 2, 1, 2, the jump is going to be the tricky part when it gets faster, but we're going to get through this. So first things first, open, open, close, close, open, open, close, close. All right? So we have our left foot and we go open, open, close, close, open, open, close, close. It's left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Now, as you do this step, it's really hard to get it wrong, but it's nice if you use more of this action here than actually going with the whole body. It seems a little bit exhausting, and when the music gets faster, it becomes a bit messy, yes? So what we tend to do is allow our pelvis and lower back to rotate as we step forwards and backwards, open and close, yes? We allow that pelvis to rotate as we take these steps, but then, of course, when it's faster, it's just smaller, right? But if you're using the whole body, that's when it becomes too big and it becomes a little bit messy, okay? So one more time on the left. 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2. Keep it going. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and stop. Now, as I say jump, guys, we're gonna kick one leg up, another leg up, one knee up, and then we're gonna continue with the basic step. Now, the kick on 1 is gonna be your right foot rather than left. Why? Because I kick only after I take a step. Does that make sense? So I'm going 1, 1, 1, 1, sorry, 1, 2, yes? So you have 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's when 1 is going to be your basic. It's a funny one, right? Because if on 1, you're going to kick left, and then you're going to 2 kick right, lift 1 on left, lift right, then you have to change and step. Do you see what I'm going? So we always, for this particular kick, we step kick. Step kick, step kick, step raise, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's actually then easier because the jump is not actually this, it's a transfer of weight. As I'm stepping, I am lifting. Step, lift, step, lift, step, lift. So that jumping is not actually as crazy as one would think. Does that make sense? That's why you'll be able to do a couple more with a little bit more of a oomph if you want to, but just as easy, you could just do this, and that's absolutely fine as well. But if you give yourself a little bit more oomph, it's a bit more exciting. Oh, guys, you're donating money. Thank you so much. Benjamin and Sal and Mary Lou, thank you. Guys, I hope you're enjoying merengue. It's not very often we get to do this, right? I hope you're enjoying it. Okay, so now we're doing open, open, close, close, open, open, close, close, lift, lift, knee, knee, right? So we go 5, 6, 7 on the left. Open, open, close, close. Open, open, close, close. As you hear jump, put the left foot first. Left, right, left, right. One more time. Put left one down, kick the other one out. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Basic step, 1, 2, 1, 2. You continue with the basic. Okay, that's the trickiest part, really. One more time. 5, 6, 7, open. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Jump and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Basic. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and stop. Guys, how are you feeling? If you're doing great, give me a little sign. Yes? Give me a little sign that you're doing okay. And then we're going to try and do it with the music. I have so much music for you guys. I want to make sure I share the passion for merengue. A lot of the people, guys, are talking to me, and they keep on saying to me that they don't like merengue, and I ask them why. They're like, oh, merengue, we don't really like it. Why? Oh, it's just dancing on a spot, 1, 2, 1, 2. And that's when I know they haven't danced the real merengue. Because merengue, just this, I don't know. That means you've been in some, a basic club, European club that knows a couple of basic steps. They didn't want to freak you out with the speed of merengue. So they gave you what it is, in that moment, like something slow, something on the spot. They teach you some salsa terms there, right? And then that's it. That's merengue. And it is not. There's so much more. There's so much flavor. There's so much music. There's so much different styles. There's so much sweat that goes into merengue. It's such an exciting dance, and I really want you to know about it. Can you do the kicking move with a partner? No, because you kick each other. Yes? So with the partner, the kicking move would actually happen in an open hold. Make sense? So you would be going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then you would open with one leg, and maybe then you do it as part of the styling before you come in together. Or you would be using the kicking step in lineups. They do a lot of lineups in clubs in Dominican Republic, and they do merengue lineups, and they do all kinds of lineups that they use this step in merengue all the time, part of the kind of like fun and styling, right? But the kicking, of course, if you are holding each other and you start kicking, it's gonna it's gonna end up bad. So what happens usually is when we're dancing, we have one hand connection, and we do the little styling for one step, and then we continue dancing, like something in the music make us jump, and we do it. Or in lineup merengues, that's what we use it for. Used to do more merengue before kizomba became more popular in the groups. Yes, I know, but kizomba is so different, isn't it? A completely different flavor. When you land after the first kick with the right, do you land on the ball of the foot or the heel, or does it matter? Always on the ball of the foot. We never land flat on the foot. It's always on the ball of the foot, but what happens is the heel goes down, but it's only after I place the ball of the foot first. So even though you see this, yes, the flat foot, what actually happens, my ball of the foot goes first and then the heel goes down. So I soften my landing. It's the same when I do jumps with a skip rope. Like anytime you're doing any kinds of jumps, you're always jumping on the ball of the feet, and the heels might go down, but it happens after the ball of the feet. Even if it's really quick, still the ball of the feet and the heel rather than flat footed all the time. It's actually really bad for the knees if you're landing through jumps in a flat foot, because it goes into your knees immediately, and it's not really good for that. Ah, I see. Thank you. Marisa, no problem at all. Okay, shall we try with music? I say we should do it. We're going to play one more song that is a little bit faster. And then I have one more thing I want to show you. One more thing. There's so much. All right. How about... All right. We ready? 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, Keep it going, keep it going. Make sure you breathe all the way through it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Forward.
Esto comenzó, la cosa buena ya empezó. Vamos a hacer un rumbo, ella me presta el vacío. Pero no sabemos yo, no hay nada luego.
And go. Dramatic, yes? Pauzaite. On the spot. Open. Jump. Basic. Jump. Ready? One more time. The jump. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Basic. Like nothing happened. 1, 2, 1, 2. Basic. Ready? Jump. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Basic. Open. 1, 2, 1, 2. Jump. Forward. Side. Rasa. Pauzaite. Rasa. Ready? Jump. Basic. Going up. Booty. Jump, jump, jump. How are we feeling? Are you still breathing? Open. Jump. Open. Hey. Jump, 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 jump. Oh, my peoples, give yourself a little clap. Even if you're on your own, give yourself a little clap. Oh my God, boy, oh boy, do you deserve this. Oh, Alistair, thank you so much for your donation, darling. Thank you so, so much. Helps with hip flexibility, Matt, for sure. And you know, have you noticed, guys, there's like, Orlando is giving ambulance. You're fine, you're fine. There's just a little bit of cardio. Guys, a couple of things. We're going to do it one more time from the top, okay? But I'm going to show you one more move. But I really, really want to say a couple of things. First, I don't mean to advertise this at all, but it's just now got to my mind. You know, there's like on YouTube, there's advertisement now for this woman who does this kind of program to lose weight for people with figure eight or something is called. I don't know. But the reason I thought about it is because people are actually using this program losing weight. And it's figure eight program, like they're doing a lot of this action right here that we do in merengue all the time. And if you go to Dominican Republic and you look at people's figures, you will see why merengue works. I mean, people figure it's just beautiful in Dominican Republic. Yes, it's the thing is with the merengue, it's not just working your flexibility on the hips, because the hips cannot move without moving this part of your body, and this is your torso. Naturally, when you're moving, I mean, everything is working. I promise you, that's for sure. Okay, guys, one final step I want to add on before we do one more song, a really, really fast one, but we're gonna do that song till the end, just to mark the occasion that we did it. We made merengue proud. But one more step that is really important, and that is like a super duper merengue step, and that is an open leg hip on the spot, okay? The step doesn't look like a complicated thing, but unless you do your hips properly, it might look a little bit strange. So what we're gonna do is open with 1, 2, 1, 2 in an open position. So if I start my basic 1, 2 here, all I need to do is open my legs, and from here, I'm gonna start my movement. Now, the movement is super important that it would happen between one leg and another. And if you notice, I am shifting my weight, but I am making the rotation backwards and backwards and backwards. So every time I'm taking a step to the side, as in shifting weight, not actually step, my both feet planted on the floor, but when I shift my weight, I rotate my hip backwards and backwards and backwards and backwards. Can you see that? Back, 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 back. And these legs, they need to be super strong and tight because this is going to be a fast movement. So my knees are not completely locked. They're a little bit soft in order to allow that movement, almost like a figure eight, right? So to allow that movement, I have soft knees, but the legs are tight, the boom boom is tight, so I could increase the speed as I do so. Whatever happens, don't move your upper body. This is all about the lower body, right? And you can keep your hands here, here, here. Depends on the mood and depends where you are and how many cocktails you had. Yes, it depends on where the arm's gonna be, but the movement itself, it comes from the basic 1, 2, 1, open up, 1, 2. Now, strong legs, slightly lock them, but without locking the knees completely. Sway, 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 sway. Just in a hip. And if you notice now, my heels completely on the floor. Nothing is coming off, completely on the floor. Completely on the floor. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And as I say, come back to the basic, you collect, and you have a normal hip movement there. Okay? One more time. 5, 6, 7, basic. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Open up. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Lock the legs, just the hip. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Just the hip, just the hip, just the hip, just the hip. Now, this is not necessarily for the leaders, but followers. Sometimes when a guy dances merengue with us and he stands behind us, this is optional. You don't have to do it, and don't think anything weird of me. I go with the flow. But Some moments are more appropriate than others. Yes, you hopefully have a good judgment call when to do this. But when you do this movement, it's really easy to bend a little bit forward and do the movement with the hip extending slightly towards the man. Now, this is supposed to be a playful innuendo. This is not supposed to be, hey, come on over and see what I've got. Yes? So always take take that kind of styling with an understanding that everything what you do means something, and how you're going to approach the situation will mean something. But you will definitely see me do this on the dance floor quite often. I enjoy a little bit of play, but it means absolutely nothing. I am not going towards him with this styling, right? Nothing is touching, nobody is whining or grinding. It's just every dance comes from a specific culture. When you know that culture, you know it's okay, if that makes any sense. But you need to know where things come from. And merengue comes, as I say, from Dominican bars, from the streets, from all kinds of situations. So if you just keep it, clean, and you don't do, I feel like I'm digging grave to myself. Anyway, when you do this movement here, if you feel like it, you can extend a little bit forward and then continue. Extend a little bit forward and then continue. You can play around with those positions. Don't be embarrassed. It's absolutely fine. It's all about the intent. That's all I'm saying. It's more sensual, not sexual. Marisol, it's all about how you're going to do it. It could be sensual, it could be sexual, whatever. And everything is fine, but you need to know what your intention is. If your intentional is playful, it's going to be playful. If your intentional is come on over, they will come on over. But I promise you, it's all about intention. And usually we dance with people who like to dance. So everybody understands. And if they don't, you explain it to them. You know what I mean? But I do it all the time. I don't feel no shame. I want to style. I want to feel what the move is all about. And this is what my intention is. That's all I'm saying. All right, guys, this is the time where we do it from the top, the whole thing. So I'm going to be calling moves out. I might mix the order as well according to the music, how I feel it. But I have only one request out of you. Please, guys, let's make through the whole song. Don't give up on me. This is the final song. We haven't done merengue. It's like, we're paying respect to something that has such rooted influence to so many other dances. So let's pay some respect. Let's have some fun. Let's not take ourselves too serious. It's supposed to be about enjoying the music and just keep breathing. Okay? Let's go. Let's go. All right. I have an idea. Let's see. Are you ready? Final song. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Keep it going. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Move it. Side. Give me the run. Going round. Make sure you breathe. There it goes. Hold it. Ya.
Siempre dan una sonrisa, en cambio no se casaba, siempre estando todavía. Una boca preparada para pelear, tirando para que comprar, parecen a quitar. ¿Por qué será? ¿Por qué será? Dígame el amor a la hora que yo quiera, y no como mi mujer, ella siempre me verá. ¿Por qué será? Pero no me respira. ¿Por qué será? No, una mujer celosa.
Side to side. Cross. Jump, jump, jump.
No, no te va a gustar.
On, let's go. E. Ha. Going round. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Circles. Jumping. Open. Jumping.
Un anillo de diamante. Y a la mujer de la casa, una tabla para que planche.
Ready? Open your legs.
La quería. Qué pena yo me casé con ella.
Guys, well done.
Sí, me
Well done, well done, well done. My survivors, well done. Woo! How are we feeling? Are we okay? Oh, Andreas promised me to do it. Oh, thank you, Andreas. Did you survive? Did you survive? Okay, guys. Great fun. Thanks for it. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Guys, listen up. Merengue is one of my favorite dances. Nobody knows because we don't get to dance it enough. You know, I don't get to tell people I love merengue because we dance so much bachata and salsa, but I absolutely love merengue. Now, I'm looking at my calendar, guys, and we have Friday, 25th, 26th is Saturday. Now, I know you all going to be at Boxing Day and, you know, after Christmas, but I'm going to still do a class on Saturday because it's 26 and I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of people who might not have their people, their families around, because I know a lot of people getting an extra lockdown in Ireland and in London and in many different places here in Lithuania as well. There's so many lockdowns and a lot of people not going to be with their loved ones. And I want to be there for all of you. You know, if you're going to be busy and you cannot come to the class, I absolutely understand. I'm going to do on the 26th a salsa class. We're going to do a nice romantic class, just some choreography and stuff, nothing too fancy, just to make sure that there is a class for you guys. And if you don't want to come over, that's absolutely fine, but I want to make sure that I am there if there's some people and they don't have where to go. So guys, if you're going to be at home and you're going to be bored and you have nowhere else to go, I'm here for you, okay? I'm going to spend this hour with you. We can have a dance, have a conversation, say Merry Christmas to one another, and, you know, drink some champagne or something. I don't know. I'll make sure I have some champagne with me in my class. And guys, so I'll be here. I'll be doing salsa. So if you'd like to, please come. I'll be here. Okay. Next Saturday, 7 p.m. And tomorrow, guys, I'm doing lady styling. Again, I'm going to be here doing lady styling. We have 5:30 bachata lady styling and we have 6:45 salsa lady styling. So ladies, if you would like to learn some styling, come on over. We're always here on Sundays. So 27th as well, I'm going to be here. And now, guys, also, it so happened 2nd of January, we have a Saturday class. So it's going to happen as well. So all of my classes continue. So it's up to you whether you're going to come on over or not. Oh, it's my pleasure, Susanna. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed that, Ana Maria. If you like merengue, I would love to do some more. Guys, if you enjoy merengue, there's so much more we could do and we could play so much more music. I absolutely love merengue. And now for merengue and cream. Yes, that sounds amazing, Matt. My pleasure, Deb. Thank you for joining in. I'm glad you joined in, Deb. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, now a big thank you to everybody who's donating money, guys. Thank you so much. As you know, these classes are free because we're going through so much. But when you donate money, you're actually supporting me and this channel to keep it going, you know. So thank you, everybody who's donating money. And guys, I see your donations as well on PayPal and Coffee. Thank you very, very much. I see you. I really appreciate you. When I'm allowed to do a reply, I reply to you. But if I can't reply, I just want you to know that I actually see your donations, every single one of them, and I really, really appreciate them. So thank you very much. Hey, people enjoyed merengue. I'm so glad. Guys, I enjoy merengue too. And now, what am I going to do? I'm going to spend some time with my family. I miss them so, so much. They were actually, you don't know this, but I was teaching and they were standing just there in the corner, my mother with the camera, my dad with the drink, and they were watching me teach. And I'm getting emotional now. And a couple of times I was watching and I'm just so, so happy, you know, I'm with them and they love what I do and I love what I do and you here doing it with me. I mean, it's a whole thing and it's just, I'm very grateful. It's a difficult time and I'm just grateful to be able to do this. So thank you guys. On that soppy note, I apologize. I am leaving you and I will see you very, very soon, guys. Styling tomorrow. Then we have Wednesday classes on freestyle and we're back next Saturday with salsa. If I don't get to see you, guys, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. And I'll be uploading on my YouTube channel a lot of congratulating videos. I have some dance Christmas videos coming up. So make sure you pop into my channel, give me a little like and a comment. I really appreciate it always, yes? And if you could force some friends to subscribe to my channel as well, great. Guys, thank you. Oh, Ana Maria, thank you so much for your donation, darling. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Justina, Merry Christmas. Andreas, Merry Christmas. Alistair, Merry Christmas. Oh, my pleasure, Sal. Exactly. We don't get to do merengue, so it's super, super cool. I'm glad you enjoyed that. All right, my peoples, we have to say goodbye. I see you soon.